Hello, everyone, and welcome to this amazing author interview with the amazing Toni Wass. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's launch day for your first novel, Calm the Raging Storm. How does it feel to be a published author?
Well, it's like a dream come true, really. It's just it's all happened, and yeah, it's really great. And never thought I'd get here, but I have. So yeah,
You
that's
absolutely have, and one of the things is the journey from writing a book, going through the publishing process, and getting to publication day. It's no mean feat, is it, Toni?
no, not at all. But it's definitely a yeah, something that I've sort of enjoyed anyway, even though it's been tearing my hair out at times, especially
Yes. Well,
when letters. You think
that's what it's supposed to do. It's
I
like
know,
you're ready just to let it get out there at the end.
that's right. Just get your
Exactly.
head around it.
Yeah, and it's so different launching books in obviously in the times we have, because we don't
Yeah.
have as many freedoms as we do and for launches and things like that. But to be able to jump, like I'm over here in Perth and you're the other side of Australia, and we're
I,
able to jump on together and celebrate the launch of this amazing book and let the world know about it. Isn't it wonderful?
it is, yes, very special. And
Yeah.
I'm really
So,
grateful.
Tony, how long did it take you to write Calm the Raging Storm?
Well, that was the funny thing, really, because back in 1983, I was at Fraser Island, and it was pouring rain. I was with my mother-in-law and my in-laws and my ex-husband and my other three children. I was expecting my fourth child, and anyway, it was pouring rain, and we had nothing much to do. So a lady suggested there's a woman around the corner that has these pocket romances to read, and yeah, after about the third one, I think I can do better than that.
Ah,
So
there we go.
so I sort of got it out and I started on it. And 5 years later, I had another go at it, and I sort of just never really, got into it for a long time. But when I did, it was sort of all systems go after that.
You wrote the book you wanted to read, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. My first fully, sort of fictional book anyway.
It is a fictional book, but it's one that you really connect with. Can your characters feel so real? Can you share with us without sharing the whole journey that they go on in the book? Because we want everyone to buy a copy and to go on that journey for themselves. But the character development, they're very strong characters. And it's based in Sydney. And can you just share a bit about it?
Well, Peter McKenna, she's
Yeah,
an journalist, and she has to go and interview this very cantankerous, stubborn, author, famous author up in Cairns. And of course,
yeah.
there's a cyclone brewing, and he's not too happy about it being there. And so they, he has to eventually let her into the house, and the rest they say is history. There's just the tension between them, and the sexual tension right from the start. And
Yeah, isn't it bad? Isn't it? It always starts off with someone really cantankerous, and then that whole journey to that is awesome. Did you ever think you would be writing this genre, or was that always your intention?
No, not really. I never thought I would write a modern romance. It was just
Yeah.
one of those things that seemed to come up, and I thought, oh, well, I'll go with it. And yeah, it's
You
really
honored the calling to it, obviously, didn't you? It was like, right, this is calling to be written. I'm going to write it. And did the characters take on a life of their own?
they did. Yeah, sometimes I think they were writing for me. Yeah, they seemed to take over at times. No, I don't want to do that. But yeah, yeah,
Isn't it funny whenever the characters do that, and then you just going, well, you know, I hadn't planned that, but that's what they did. But
exactly.
those are the great books to read, because it's as if they develop with the character development, isn't it?
Well, that was about my 10th draft, I think. I did
Yeah.
quite a few drafts before I was finally satisfied with it anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
See, that's what's it like going through your manuscript so many times? You really have to be dedicated to the process, don't you?
Yeah, I get up at 4:30 in the morning and write till about 8:30, 5 days a week. So that's my time of the day when I like to write. So yeah, once that's finished for the day, then I'm finished for the day as far as writing. And I switch back into the next morning. So yeah, it's an interesting process.
Yeah. This is something I didn't know that you did, and I'm so glad you brought it up, because I actually write, whenever I'm writing a book, I'll write at 5 a.m. And there's
Yeah,
something about being close to that dreamlike state that allows a story to flow, isn't it? And I want everyone that's watching to learn from that, you
yeah.
know, and it's a really good way to start the day, isn't it, Tony?
I know, and it's quiet then. There's no phones ringing, and it's just so quiet, and you've just got yourself and your imagination.
Yeah, and the sun's rising. It's just a beautiful
I
time. It's a
know.
beautiful right in.
Yeah.
So I feel so connected, because that's what I do, and I love doing it. My heart sings whenever I do that as well. It's just beautiful, beautiful
It's like
thing.
you step in this little space, it's all your own, and nobody else can interfere with it.
Yeah, it's like going into your own world, and anything can happen. So obviously you've published Cam the Raging Storm, but what's next? What's your next book?
Well, that's the one about my grandmother. Not my grandmother, sorry, the war bride story. So that's
Yeah.
based on memoirs of sort of a war bride that married a man from Chicago, and they had this love story where she eventually went over to America and got used to the American way of life, and it's really
What's the inspiration behind that one, Tony?
well. Gary, is my friend. That's his mother.
Oh,
And,
beautiful.
yeah,
So
and
isn't it amazing whenever, there's an essence of real, something real in the story, and then you give it a life, and it just grows, and it goes in its own tangent, doesn't it? That it
it does,
possibilities around.
really does, and just bringing her story to life is really a special thing for me, because I actually knew Isabel. She called herself Judy, but yeah, she really lovely lady, and I really enjoyed sort of as I said, telling her story, which is great.
It's keeping her memory alive as well, isn't it? In a beautiful way,
Uh,
we're not all going to be written into books, sorry, so it's gorgeous to do that and to honor that. I just absolutely love it.
yeah,
So yeah, for Calm the Raging Storm, we've had some wonderful reviews already, and now that it's been birthed into the world, and will get its own wings now, and we'll see where it goes, and the readers who embrace it, I know, will love it. So what are
uh,
your hopes and dreams for Calm the Raging Storm, Tony?
well, I just love people to read it as much as I enjoy writing it. Really, I mean, it's all about sort of putting your imagination or something, your whole spirit and your soul into it, and then you can, share it with others, and hopefully they'll get the response that you want to get from it. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
something special.
Absolutely. It is truly, absolutely so special. And the cover is your vision, and I love it. I love it so much.
I
Like
love that cover. So happy
isn't
with
it
it.
beautiful? It's
Uh,
so gorgeous. It's
you
really
did a really
beautiful.
good job of it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So guys, if you would like to get your copy of Cam the Raging Storm, you go to MMH Press Facebook page. We have all the links that you need, whether you want to go to Amazon, grab a Kindle copy and help Tony get to number one, or if you want to get a paperback copy on there, or if you want to come to the MMH Press bookstore, it's in there as well. All those links are there on the Facebook page. If you have any questions after watching this video, please pop them below, and we'll get Tony to come and answer them, and comment below. But guys, I'm so delighted to welcome you to our new author, Toni Wass, and congratulations on the launch of your book.
Thanks, Karen. I really appreciate that.
It's my
It's
absolute pleasure.
and your
Before we
viewers.
go,
Sorry.
well, I love joining authors on a journey, and you're a success story that I just love to bring, like, whenever you came to me with your manuscript, and now it's an actual physical book that people can sit and enjoy. Like, that's a special thing, isn't it? And to be able to work with you on it, and you're a beautiful author to work with. But what's your one piece of advice before we go? What's your one piece of advice that you would give to an aspiring author?
I think it's just to stick with what you do. If you have an urge or a passion to write, then you have to do it. There's no escape from it. You just have to do it. And we all compare ourselves to other authors out there who are already published, and you think, well, how come, they're so famous? I want to be like that. I don't want to be famous, but I want to get my books out there and be published. But
Yeah,
it's always daunting when you think of so many great authors. And
yeah,
what am I? I'm just this fledgling who's, touching and, connecting to the publishing world, and it's scary, but stick
Well,
with
the
it.
great author started exactly where you are, Toni. So there you
Exactly.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you
It's
have to
never too
go.
late starting.
There's no once it gets hold of your throat, there's no escape.
There's, writing, you catch the writing bug. That's it. You got to just surrender to it, because it's going to keep calling you in the middle of the night and everything.
That's right. Or you get an idea,
Totally.
and you scribble it down.
Yes, it is that. Always bring a pen and paper with you everywhere.
Absolutely.
Toni, it's been an absolute delight to have this conversation with you and to introduce you to everyone. And I know that everyone's just going to love you. So go and grab your copy of Calm the Raging Storm, everyone. We'd love to hear how you love it. Get your pictures of you with it. But thank you so much, Toni.
Thank you, Karen. And Dylan in the background.
Yeah, Dylan's around somewhere here. All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.